Hi, I'm Dennis Kelderman with the Cessna Structures Group. Today I'd like to talk about how to label dents within the skin of your Cessna aircraft. These dents are typically from hail damage. It could be maybe a tool's dropped on the top of your wing, or then again, there's other things, a certain FOD falling on the wing, whatever. But what we typically see where we have to do a lot of evaluation on skin damage is often hail damage. And so today I've got this prop here that we're going to look at how to label the damage, and we'll get in later videos on further evaluation. But we want to start with this piece here, and as I look at it, I see I've got an area right here that you see the other ones I have circled, but I've got a dent here that I don't have circled. And so what I want to do is I want to draw an outline around that damage, basically where the contour deviates from normal. And that gives the engineer that we're going to report this information to an idea of the scope of the damage. Plus, when we're looking at a large amount of damage especially, we have to be able to get a handle on exactly which area we're looking at. And quite frankly, on a big white wing, they're all going to look the same. So we have to give them some distinction. So here's an example where I've drawn around. I've got over here a label of number 1, number 2, and we'll make this number 3. And we want to give this a measurement. And you can see as I'm progressing out, I'm starting out here with an RWS, or right wing station 52, 5380, and so on. And so I want to find out exactly how far these are from each other. And as I run up and make a comparison here, and we'll call this (56) RWS 56, and we'll put 2 zeros behind the decimal there. Now, a number of things that the engineer is going to want to know is he's going to want to know how deep the damage is. He's going to want to know how wide, and because of the fact that these are all cylindrical in shape, depicting hail damage, they're all about 1 inch in this instance. But if you have damage that's oblong or anything other than circular like this, we'll want to represent that in this description as length and width. Another thing that the engineer may want to know is the approximate length from the center of the damage to the center of the closest hole. And so here we've got an example. On this one here we'll draw of .5 inches, and that's going from the center of that fastener to this damage here. Now sometimes we'll have to give 2 different coordinates, and it happens to be that from this particular fastener to this one is also 1.5, and that's going to be important as he considers strength in his analyzing the data. And now I see I've got one damage here that I haven't marked yet, so we'll throw that in here also. Again, it's about approximately 1 inch in diameter, and we'll call that, because we've got 5 locations already, we'll go ahead and give this 6. and our WS 5640. Now, the location numbers are going to be important when we fill out the structural damage reporting form, and I'm sure that another one of my colleagues has already done a video on that. And because we're going to list these, we're going to have to give them some sort of designation. And for instance, as the engineer looks at the SDR, he sees number 2, that's this location. He knows what physically it looks like, and so the measurements that we give, every time we refer to location number 2, he'll be looking at that particular site. And so it's important that we keep these distinct from each other. Well, I think that's a good synopsis of some of the things we're looking for in this damage evaluation of skin dents. And in future videos, we'll be looking at some of the tooling we'll be using to measure them and some of the pros and cons of different equipment. Thanks.